Well, I was scrolling through Twitter and this article popped up saying that the Denver Broncos could have interest in Minnesota Vikings running back Dalvin Cook if he's released. Now, this is a report that is coming from Mike Kliss, so you know that there's going to be some merit to it, although indirectly it's coming from Pro Football Talk. That just happens to be where I saw the article. But Dalvin Cook to the Denver Broncos, that would certainly be interesting. The Vikings and Cook are currently at odds right now over money. The Vikings seem to want to move on from Cook and his $14 million cap hit, and Cook seems to want to move on as well. So it really feels like the relationship between the Vikings and Cook has soured to the point where it feels like both parties need to go in their separate directions. Cook has named two teams that he would be interested in playing for in the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. He's from the Miami area, if I'm not mistaken, and with Buffalo, he would be playing with his brother James Cook and his former Viking teammate Stephon Diggs. Now, according to Kliss, one team that could be interested in Dalvin Cook's services in the event that he gets released, which we'll break down why in a minute, that seems like the most realistic scenario. One team that could be interested is the Denver Broncos. Now, the connection there, of course, is George Paton. Paton was the Vikings' assistant general manager under Rick Spielman when Cook was selected in the second round back in 2017. So clearly there's that prior relationship there between Paton and Cook, and in the event that Cook hits the free agent market, the Broncos could potentially be a team interested because they've made some moves at the running back position recently that may indicate that they're not done adding depth there. Although Javonte Williams returning to the practice field, and as of right now, him seeming to be on track for week 1, that has put a little bit of a dampening blanket on Dalvin Cook to Denver. But at the same time, man, if Javonte Williams is not exactly ready to go, and they're not exactly fully confident that Samaje Perine can absorb all of those snaps, then Dalvin Cook could be added into the mix. But based on the way that events have unfolded here in Denver over the past couple of weeks at the running back position, they may not want to add somebody as big of a name as Dalvin Cook, but they do seem to be wanting to add another body at the running back position. Mike Kliss also said that there is no way that the Denver Broncos would trade for Dalvin Cook. Right now, we're sitting at about $10 million in cap space, and if we traded for Cook, as we see here according to Over the Cap, it would cost the Denver Broncos $11 million to trade for him. Cook signed a 5-year, $63 million extension with the Vikings back in 2020, and the Vikings would save about $3 million, or the Vikings would eat about $3 million in dead money, They would save $11 million. Here, though, if he gets cut, which is the more realistic scenario in my opinion, the Vikings would save $9 million and they would eat $5 million in dead money in 2023 and $3 million in dead money in 2024. Maybe the Vikings will approach Dalvin Cook and go, hey, we'll do something similar to what Austin Eckler did, although you're going to have to take a little bit of a pay cut. We'll trim the last couple of years off of your deal. You will take less money this year, but this will be a prove-it year for you, and then you can hit the free agent market next year and potentially secure the bag. Right now, a lot of teams are reluctant to pay running backs top-tier money, especially ones that are entering their age 28 season next year. And if we come over here and take a look at Dalvin Cook's rushing statistics, over the past few years, we've seen a bit of a decline in production steadily. In 2020, he averaged 5 yards per carry, appearing in 14 games. In 2021, he only appeared in 13 games, averaging 4.7 yards per carry. And once again, he declined by another 0.3 yards per carry. And in 2022, he only averaged 4.4 yards per carry. And coming over here to his advanced rushing statistics, that's also significantly gone down over the past couple of years. In 2020, he had 92 first downs. In 2021, that was a 29.5 first down percentage. In 2021, he had 57 first downs, a 22.9 first down percentage. And in 2022, he had only 50 first downs, and 18.9% first down percentage. So those numbers have also steadily decreased over the course of Dalvin Cook's last 3 years of his career. And that's also been partially due to the fact that the Vikings have given more carries to Alexander Mattison. And now they seem to be embracing this youth movement with Mattison, Dwayne McBride, and Ty Chandler at the running back position. And at this point in time, I just don't feel like Dalvin Cook fits into what the Vikings are trying to do anymore, because they're just trying to get younger at that position, and I don't really blame them. If we come over here and look at the Denver Broncos running back depth chart, right now we've got Javonte Williams, who seems to be on track for week 1, but you never know, a setback could very easily happen with him. Then we've got Samaje Perine, Tony Jones Jr., Tyler Beatty, and Jaleel McLaughlin. I really like Jaleel McLaughlin's chances of making the roster as an undrafted free agent, especially given the fact that the team has waived both Demarie Crockett and Tyreek McAllister over the past couple of weeks, and Jacques Patrick as well, who they had just signed from the XFL. So right now, I just don't really see where Dalvin Cook fits in here in Denver, especially if Javonte Williams is healthy. Cook is another one of those power runners, especially at this stage in his career, and I don't feel like he would bring that speediness and that explosiveness that we really need. I feel like the two guys that are really going to fight for that role, the third running back role for the Denver Broncos, are Tyler Beatty and Jaleel McLaughlin. I feel like Tony Jones Jr. is mostly going to be a special teams contributor, although he could find some snaps on offense as well. So I'm curious, Broncos country, would Dalvin Cook make any sense for the Denver Broncos if he gets released by the Minnesota Vikings and he's brought in on, say, a 1-year deal to get maybe 5 to 10 carries per game and basically get close to the vet minimum and almost accept the fact that his career is done? I don't think Dalvin Cook's going to want to go down that route, and I feel like there's going to be a lot more teams out there that would be interested in his services that would give him more than 5 to 10 carries per game, because I don't think Dalvin Cook has the same amount of gas in the tank that he did, say, 3 years ago, but I still feel like he could be an effective RB2 in the NFL, and there's a lot of teams that would covet those services, especially somebody like the Buffalo Bills, who've really struggled to generate a consistent run game. I feel like Dalvin Cook could go to Buffalo and pretty much start there right out the gate, and he would significantly improve the Buffalo Bills backfield right off the bat. So that is a more likely landing spot for Dalvin Cook, in my opinion. The Dolphins also could use a little bit more depth at the running back position, but they've got guys there as well, Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. So if we look at who is the best fit for Dalvin Cook right now, I really don't feel like it's the Denver Broncos. I really do feel like it's someone like the Buffalo Bills. But I'm curious, guys, do you feel like the Denver Broncos should at least bring in Dalvin Cook for a workout if he gets released, and why? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts, as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are 2 free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out to fellow members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.